All right, guys. Welcome to today's presentation. If you are new to the page, welcome. My name is Jefferson Ortiz. I'm originally from Colombia. We're based out of Hamilton, Ontario, and we've been wholesaling real estate since 2021. We wholesale deals all over Canada, and we've also expanded down to the US as well. So today, we run our seven-figure wholesale business. We also have built a portfolio of about 330 rental properties that we own and operate multifamily. And we're very excited about this business. We love it. We want to help more people get into the business because it's a great business and there's plenty of opportunity. So, again, that's if you're new to the page. Obviously, don't forget to like and subscribe for other content where we break down exactly how you can get started with wholesale real estate. Now, if you stay till the very end, we do have a special surprise. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. And let's get rock and rolling. So today we are going to be talking about how I would get my first wholesale deal in Canada in the next 30 days. So if I had 30 days, that's all I had, and I was getting started. It was brand new. How exactly would I get my first deal? Now, keep in mind, when it comes to wholesale and real estate, you don't need any license because you're not a realtor. You're assigning contracts. You don't need a ton of capital. Sometimes no money to very little capital. And you don't need any experience, but you do need to understand the skills, the knowledge, and the steps, right? The roadmap. All right, guys. So the first thing we want to talk about is the biggest mistakes beginners make when they're getting started with wholesale real estate. So what are some of the mistakes that people make? The first one, watching videos all day. Although you're here watching this video, it's not bad to watch the video, but what's important is take what's given in this video and make something out of it. Take action, essentially, right? So you don't want to just watch videos, but you want to take it, write it down, boom, let me go out and take some action towards what I'm watching, right? So that's very important. Don't watch, but be action-driven, right? And again, it doesn't matter if you have no experience, it doesn't matter how old you are, none of that matters when it comes to this business. Second thing that most people do that I believe is a mistake is waiting until everything's perfect. I gotta wait until my situation is better. I gotta wait until I have more time. I gotta wait until this. I gotta wait till that. The reality is no time is ever gonna be perfect. You make it perfect by sacrificing time, waking up earlier, making it happen, right? So there will never be a perfect time to get started. You have to create that perfect time by taking action and executing and not being afraid of not knowing what the next steps are, right? So the other thing, the mistake that I noticed is people spending money on websites and logos. In the beginning, that does not matter because that is not what's going to generate revenue and that's what's going to get you to your first deal. So do not spend any time or money on websites, logos, all that stuff. It's just noise. Focus on what can actually get you results, which is getting that first deal done. The last thing is overthinking everything, right? I don't understand everything. I don't get this. I don't get that. That is one of the biggest key components of people that make mistakes when they're getting started in wholesale real estate. Now, another one that is not here, but it's very, very, very important is fear. Fear causes most people to never take action to pursue their goals. So fear has killed more dreams than anything else has. So fear can also be a big impact. Now, obviously, if you're new to it and you're getting started, a lot of stuff you're not going to know, but that's what being an entrepreneur is, figuring it out. The last thing we have here is what to do. So now, not what not to do, but what to actually do. So the first thing you want to do is talk to owners. The second thing you want to do is make offers. The third thing you want to do is take massive freaking action. Those are exactly what you need to do if you want to get your first deal done. All right. Now, for somebody who's brand new to wholesaling, they don't know what it is or how it works. First, we want to start off with what is wholesaling, right? So what wholesaling is, when it comes to wholesale real estate specifically here in Canada, what exactly wholesaling is, it involves finding a seller of a property that is motivated. So there has to be some sort of motivation going on with them. They really want to sell the property for many different reasons, but that's the first thing. So you find somebody who's motivated. We offer to purchase their property, right, via purchase and sell agreement. Once they accept our offer that we're going to make them, then we're going to turn around to a group of investors, and we are going to assign our contract with the seller to that investor for a profit. Okay? That in a nutshell is what wholesaling, if you're brand new to it. Now, the 5 steps that you need to master or you need to take action on are the following. Find a motivated seller. Like I mentioned earlier, that's what drives everything. Second thing is put the property under contract, like I mentioned, with a purchase and sale agreement, right? The third thing is assign that contract to an investor, right? I'm no longer part of this contract because I've assigned my rights of that contract to this investor for a profit. Fourth thing, get paid your assignment fee. Typically, our average wholesale fee on a house can be between $20,000 to $25,000. That's typically how much a wholesale fee is. I guess the third one, which actually kind of would go here, find a property, put a property, find an investor, assign the contract, get paid. That's kind of more the way it would go. So find an investor, it's right in between, right? Once you have the property under contract, we would market that deal out to an investor, and that's kind of completes the final piece of the puzzle. Now, you might be asking, okay, well, where do I actually find these deals? Where do I find these motivated sellers, right? There's many different options on where to find them. Depending where you are and what market you're in, you can do this completely virtual, but if you're in a market where, properties are somewhat affordable and there's, you can find kind of these kind of properties, then you can also start in your local backyard, right? We've done deals all over Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Manitoba, BC, and then we've also even gone to the other side, which is the US. We've done all deals, all virtual in the States. Now, here is what you're looking for, right? Older neighborhoods, right? Where you have, some older properties, then they have some renovated properties. You're looking for older. You don't want to go into a brand new neighborhood, all multi-million-dollar brand new houses. You will not be able to find as many deals there. Typically, I like to look for vacant homes. So properties where nobody's living, they're boarded up. It looks like literally it's just sitting there. Vacant properties tend to be really, really good. And you also are looking for the third thing here, which is deferred maintenance. So you're looking for properties that the grass is tall, broken windows, exactly like this picture shows here. Siding is missing, right? All these are signs. All these are signs of a motivated seller, right? Tired landlords. This is a very common one, especially with how many baby boomers there is out there. So tired landlords is a big one, right? So these are landlords that are basically, they've been landlords for a while. They don't want to be landlords anymore because of, they don't want to deal with tenants, maybe their age. So they're called tired landlords. Those are some of my favorite ones, especially because tenants tend to damage properties quite a bit. So a lot of times they're very motivated. They're investors, so they probably bought it for a good price. So there's quite a bit of equity and profit from an investor perspective, especially if you're in a market like Ontario, BC, where it's not landlord friendly, then that is going to play a big, big, big role, right? Lots of tired landlords. Now, where exactly can you find these deals? If you're like just getting started, obviously, I'm going to go through a couple of different options, but one place that we find and that we have found a lot of really good opportunities, Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji. Those are two places where we have done well over 30, 40 deals just from these places alone, Kijiji and Facebook. So now, again, if you're like, okay, I understand a little bit more how it works, everything starts, like obviously if you're brand new, watch all of our videos. We literally break down from step by step. Everything you need to know is illegal, everything you need to know. So check out some of our videos. But if you're like looking for the next 30 days, you're like, okay, I want to close my first deal in the next 30 days and I need an actionable plan. So here's exactly what you want to do. If you have a car, or even if you can drive or bike or walk, whatever it is, you want to drive around for 1 hour around your neighborhood or your areas, and you want to start looking for those ugly properties. Your goal is to look for, again, whether you're driving, bicycle, walking, I don't care. You got to, whatever you can do. But just start looking for those ugly, distressed properties, boarded up windows, tall grass, siding is missing. That's what you're looking for. That is like, anybody can get started with that. There's no money involved with that. Then we want to go to step number 2, not just driving around, but I also want you guys to knock on doors, right? So let's say there's a neighborhood, there's, a couple of nice houses, but then there's that one ugly property. I want you guys to go to the house. Again, it depends on how bad you want it, right? So I guess let's backtrack a little bit. You first have to figure out what your goals are. If your goal is like, I want to get my first deal in the next 30 days, I'm going to do whatever it takes then go and knock on 50 to 100 of those doors, right? Knock, knock, and then I'll kind of tell you what to say and how to go about that. But door knocking is huge. Like you can door knock, get in front of sellers. Now there will be a lot of rejections, so be ready for that. But all you need is one. All you need is one seller that says, "Yep, I'm looking to sell." They're motivated. That one seller can make you $20,000 to $25,000, guys. So take that in for a second. Then from there, we want them to have at least 20 conversations, right, with somebody who is interested in potentially selling their property. And then from there, that would then convert to 5 to 15 offers daily. We want to be making offers, offers, offers. That is the name of the game. Offers, offers, offers. Then the last thing is 30 days of consistency. You have to commit to it. You have to grind. You have to work hard, right? You have to commit yourself for 30 days that this is exactly what you're going to do, and you're going to take action towards it. But before that, you have to remember, what is your goal? Why do you want to make an extra $20,000, $25,000, or $100,000? Is it for you? Is it for your family? What is your why? Figure that out, because this is a business and there will be some very, very hard times. All right. Now, the exact question I would ask if I'm doing door knocking, this is a script that we have. I'll give you 2 different variations. So it could be as simple as knock on the door. Hi, my name is Jeff. I actually buy some properties here in the area, and I just wonder, have you considered selling? That's it. Most likely 80 to 90% are going to say no. But again, you're only looking for that one that says yes. Yes, I'm looking to sell. Yes, yes, yes. You're just looking for that one. It's just a numbers game at the end of the day. This is one variation. Another one that I have done that has worked really well is something like this. Hey, my name is Jefferson. I'm actually just in the area because I was looking to see if you happen to know anybody here in the area that maybe consider selling their property. I'm just looking to move into the area. Do you happen to know anybody who may be interested in selling it? So that way you're not asking them directly, but you're actually asking indirectly. You're asking, hey, do you happen to know anybody else in the area? Now, if they themselves are looking to sell, they're going to say, well, no, I don't know anybody, but I'm actually looking to sell my property. Boom. That's another approach. So you can try both. Now it is May 29th. So it's heating up out there, like for most places in Canada. So door knocking and all these strategies are 100% applicable. So you guys can get in your car, walk, drive, bike, bus, whatever you have to do. But that is as simple as door knocking. Now, if they say, yes, I am interested in my property, then we go to the next step. You ask them more qualifying questions, why are you looking to sell, all this other stuff, right? Now, from there to what actually makes a good deal. Okay, I'm looking at these properties. What actually makes it a good deal? First one, most importantly, that the seller is motivated. If somebody's not motivated, no matter how good of a negotiator you are, you will not get a deal done. Because they want this, and you can offer this. So make sure the sellers are motivated. Could be a divorce, it could be a death in the family, it could be a property they inherited. Any of those are great factors of somebody who's motivated. Might be behind on mortgage payments. The second thing is the property needs work. If the seller's motivated, but the house is brand new, the likelihood of you getting a good deal is slim to none, right? So first, seller's motivated. Second, the property needs work, it needs renovations. This is exactly what I would be looking for, right? Because that's how you as an investor can add value. Not you, but like if you find it a flipper, that's what they would do. They would fix it, renovate it, and increase the value, right? So seller motivated, property's motivated, and property needs work. They need to sell as soon as possible. If they're like, oh, if I sell it in a year, 2 years, that seller's not motivated. You need somebody who's like, I need to sell yesterday. I want to sell as soon as possible. I need to close in 30 days. Those are signs of a motivated seller, and that is what you're looking for. Now, this third, fourth one here, built-in equity, right? So what this means is that if the sellers bought the property, let's say 2023, 2022, when the market was at its peak, most likely these will not be deals. Typically, we're looking for people that have owned it for 30, 15, 20, 30 years. Maybe it's paid off. That is where the opportunity is, because they have more leverage to negotiate. They maybe don't have any mortgage on it or very little mortgage. Therefore, there's more room to negotiate back and forth. If they bought it recently and they overpaid for it, there's nothing we can do with it. There's no equity. There's no equity for us to do anything, right? Now, the last and final one here, the money is made when you buy. That is where the money's made. So you have to get properties. If as is, like the condition that is in, is worth 100,000, you need to be at like 70, $60,000. So you need to get it at a discount. And that is why an investor is going to pay 20, 30, 40, 100,000, because you're finding these great discounted properties where they can turn around, take it from this to this, right? Let's say this property, I got it for 200,000. I put, 50,000 into it, but now the property is worth 450 or 500,000. Well, that's a significant amount of profit that I could buy as a flipper, as an investor, right? And that is why they're willing to pay you 20, 30, 40, 100,000, as long as the numbers make sense. Okay, guys? All right. Now, this is a real wholesale deal that we just completed not too long ago. This property was in a place up north in here in Ontario. Now, we ended up getting the property for $185,000 with the seller. We then turned around and we found an investor, and we sold it for them for $210,000. So our net profit was $25,000. Now, you might be asking, okay, well, why did that investor pay that? The reason they paid us that is because they bought it for us for $210,000. The renovations was around $70,000, so $270,000, $280,000 all in. But then the property fixed up was worth $430,000. So even after paying us, paying the realtors, paying the renovations, they're still making a significant profit. Typically, flippers, depending who they are, they typically want to make between $80,000, $100,000 plus per deal. Right? I don't know many flippers that are only wanting to make like 20, 30,000. But that is a live example of what a deal looks like, right? I got it for a 185, wholesale it for 210. I just made $25,000 profit. Like that's literally how simple this business can be. Now, again, what I would do if I had very much zero to very little capital, right? Drive for dollars. So get in your car, get in your bike, walk, crawl, do whatever you have to do. Drive for dollars, knock on doors, okay? Hit up Facebook Marketplace and also Kijiji to look for leads. Start working on also building your buyers list. So talking to buyers, investors, see what they're buying, where they're buying. But more importantly, guys, is this right here. Make offers daily. You have to be making offers to sellers daily. So you have to have a lot of conversations, and you have to look at a lot of properties to get here. Okay. Now, if you're like, okay, Jeff, this was great. I don't really want to door knock. I don't really want to go to Kijiji, Facebook. Like, I want different methods, right? A lot of what I covered is called outbound. So that means you're going to the sellers. You're reaching out. You're going to them, right? That's obviously one way to do it. It's free. Everybody who's watching this can literally get up and start doing it right now today. But if you're like, okay, that's all good, but even beyond all the videos, even beyond all the content we provided, I still need one-on-one support. I still need the contracts. I still need different marketing strategies. Maybe not so outbound, but maybe inbound leads. So leads are contacting us, right? I need help with underwriting the deal and making sure the numbers make sense. I want to make sure the contracts have all the clauses. I want to have access to buyers. All these other things that you need. If you need more hands support and you need like the one-on-one support, because there's two ways to get to this business. The free way, which is Facebook, YouTube, ChatGPT, Google. And again, you may make it, you may not make it, right? That's one way. That's the free way. And that's why I make these videos. So anybody can get started, even if you don't have a lot of capital. You can just get started watching these videos and taking action. The other way is basically investing in paying for that information so that you can actually cut the learning curve. And that's what I did when I got started in 2021. I paid a mentor $15,000 to show me how to wholesale real estate. I didn't have the money. I used my wife's line of credit to get started, but that is what I was willing to do because I value my time. I didn't want to have to try to learn on my own. I wanted to actually pay somebody who had done it so they could show me the road and show me how to do it. And that is what we're doing here, guys, okay? Again, this is not free in terms of like, if you need help, it is not free. That is why I made these videos. So if you're expecting free, guys, don't book a call, okay? Now, if beyond all these things that we covered, but you got value, but you need more support, more guidance, like the one-on-one, the roadmap to actually get you from here to your first deal beyond everything we covered here. I guess just to give you guys a little bit of background, starting in 2021 with wholesaling, we've been able to get to the point where we've actually have built a realtor portfolio of 330 multifamily units that we own and operate that cash flow every single month. And that is why we love this business. You never know where it's going to take you. We started with wholesaling, and this is where we are now. At this point, we have helped over 100 Canadians getting their first deal done. And this deals in BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, of course, and also in the US as well. Because, by the way, guys, we wholesale in Canada, but we also wholesale virtually in the US. Ourselves and our team, we've done well over 200 plus deals to date. And then we run a 7-figure wholesaling business doing exactly what we're going over here, guys. So that is a little bit about ourselves. Our multifamily company is called Ortiz Equity Group. And if you guys got value from this, and if you guys want more of that one-on-one support, that help cut the learning curve, then go ahead and book a call with our team to see if you're a good fit. Not everybody's a good fit. We have to make sure that it's a good fit for you. We have to make sure it's a good fit for us, and so that we're in alignment and we're working towards together. Don't book a call if you don't have the right mindset. If you're comfortable, if you're expecting everything to be free, just don't book a call. But if you're the opposite, you want to get this, you have a good mindset, you want to really get into this game and cut the learning curve and get to the point where maybe you're starting to buy rental properties and build a portfolio, then definitely book a call with our team. It's a free call. And we'll kind of look into your goals, look at your challenges, and see if there's any way for us to help you get from where you are to where you want to get to, guys. Okay. Aside from all that, we do have an ebook that I'm going to be putting in the comments here. But beyond all that, guys, again, if you're new to the page, hope you're able to get some massive value from this. Don't forget to like our page, subscribe, and get notified whenever we post any new videos, guys. Okay. Hope you guys got tremendous value from it. Crush it, guys. Take massive action and kill it. Cheers, guys.